Hello everyone, welcome to Think Tricks. Today we have a new scene walkthrough tutorial. It's a chocolate bar tabletop commercial. I like doing commercial kind of shots. So here's the scene, and I'll play the video that the file contains. Pretty close, right? So this is the reference I took. It's inspired from Ronald Cortizere, is a tabletop director. So I closely tried to match the way he did it using Houdini, and I even tried to match the viscosity, like you can see, and also the spiral. You see the spiral here, so I try to match that. Even you can control that. Basically, you can control here. It's more thick, and mine is thin, but you can control that. I will explain how to do that and all. So like I even tried to match the even like I made a little bit of change. Like I want to be more smoothie. Composition haven't included in this one, but I will walk through how I got this one. It's pretty very simple. Like you can do this in like 5 minutes composition. So I didn't do much of composition anyway. It just whatever you see is just a 5 minutes work, which I will explain in the end. So let's get started. When you extract it, when you extract the file, you're gonna get something like this: Gumroad Chocobar commercial, and double click on that, and yeah, there you go. This is the file. Before going to the Houdini file, I wanna quickly tell you what's there in the folders. So Geo, I have included all the Geo, like Chocobar. My names are pretty weird. I don't know what exactly should I name. So Chocobar is the bar. I'll show you. This is bar. So, and Choco debris is the debris that is floating. Yes, floating. That is debris. And ice cream bar is the full bar. Actually, it's full bar. If in case if you want to play around, you can do it. That's the reason I kept it. And chocolate pieces. This is actually linked. So I'm gonna show you what do I mean by that. Like this, see this? If you go inside debris, there are like 4 pieces, and stick chocobar is nothing but the stick, just the stick. So, and you have a render straight out of the project. If you download, I mean, if you render, you're gonna get the same. And I'll include a texture. This this doesn't do much, but I'll give you a little bit of changes in rendering that I'll show you. So let's get into the Houdini. So when you double click it, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get HDRI, which is here. Don't worry, it's here. It's pretty big. I think I got this from online, I guess. So if you would like to use this project for your commercial purpose, then I suggest you double check the HDRI if in case. So I would say don't take my HDRI for commercial use. The rest you can. Actually, right here on the top, you have the look setup. I have a camera, which is there's a camera animation happening, and unfocused stuff. Again, the z depth, like as it move, I changed. Like see here on the first frame and second frame, and just I'll show you in a minute. And I have a HDRI, didn't do much. Intensity I just increase a little bit, and the file area light, I'll show you. My area lights are right here. See, 1 area light, 2 area light, 100, and a little bit of touch on the left. So here's the reference I took. It's by Ronald Cortizere. Is a tabletop director. So this is the exact clip that I wanted to replicate. Oh, this guy did it in real, I guess. He's a tabletop director, so must be real, with some equipment and stuff. We are doing it in like no equipment, just one software. So this is the one that I tried to achieve. So yeah, exact this one, shim. Right. So we need to prepare what we want to do. So we have a chocobar, so which is right here. The position is different. I'll tell you what does everything do. So all right, so check the HDRI so that we can see what we are doing. So it's a file that I brought, and then I have a collision geometry and polygon, back to polygon view geometry. So that's it. And spiral, of course. If you note is here, see, you see this one. And if you simple one, but it's a little tricky. Like if you look closer, you can see in the end it is very thick, and then it goes thin, and then little thin, and then goes uh, it is custom, right? So we need to make it as custom as well. So that is the reason why I did all this huge steps. Otherwise just a few steps. So it's like drawing a line the way you want, like handmade. And then I convert to knobs and put some resample, of course ray trace to make it little stick on the surface, and smoothen because my handwriting was very bad. So there's a two primitive, 1 and 2. So you can visualize that, 0 and that. Okay, so it's that. Notice that, and if you notice that, I have a node called point old. So basically it's the old point node. I don't know if this exists, if you guys are using 18.5 uh, or up, or like if this is missing in your node, in your program, then I give you a quick tip. In order to bring this back is just by go plus and type in or look for miscellaneous text port. On the text port is basically we can bring all the node inside Houdini. It's like the nodes whichever there previously, you can bring it. So the easier way is to op unhide and click enter, so you get to see like these many nodes were degraded or degraded. I don't know what that how to say that word, but degraded, it's no more there. So if you want to bring, you can bring all these node from the text port, basically everything. So I believe in Houdini 13 there is a node called cookie. So I'll bring the cookie because the point node is already here, so there's no point, like I can't explain you what's happening there. So go copy, control C this node, like whatever node you want. If you want this, then take the control C, whatever node you want, you wish to bring it back. For now I'm bringing cookie, so up and hide and space and enter, boom. What happened? Nothing, right? So if you go here, you type in cookie, it'll be there, cookie. So that's how you should bring. If in case this shows error or something, you can bring the point node just like that. I brought it. It's not there, right? So I can quickly show you that then. Yeah, copy and up and hide, boom. I think the spelling is right. Yeah. Now I can bring the all nodes. See here? Boom. So that's how you can bring that. So I split it into like for each node, like for each primitive. If you have more, uh, then it's all right. It's like if you can, if you want to modify even more curve, then you can put, and it's gonna affect everything the same. So I basically created a. Can you see this? I don't know if you can see, but there is like a white and black is happening. So I take it as a color, like color red color. So I need a color so that I can control p scale, color cdp. So I'll show you the color happening. Boom white, boom black. See that? So and I randomize the p scale, global size. It's just if you want to play around, and then uh, I ended it and copy stamped it with the spear. Simple spear. I'll give you more room. Simple spear. Then of course VDB is the king. So I can also show you. So it's like I try to make it here it's big and then go blah. So you can adjust that over here. So if you go here, go to the ramp parameter, and you can like boom, the way you want. So I undo it, and VDB smooth and convert to polygon. Of course, polygon, nothing fancy. And normal, and transformed it accordingly with the geo. Because if you come in here and see here, so if I don't this, then it just go down. I put it a little bit up. That's it, nothing fancy. And chocolate instance, I will tell you what it is. So it's basically I brought this instance and then assembled it. I'll tell you why I assembled it. So we'll keep this as a side. And if you notice this one, so if you notice this one and the render one, it is bit different. See, it's placed little down. That is basically artistic. So this is where everything happens. I mean, this is the preparation part. So I prepared it and then I brought it to sim. I'll explain what this one does. All right, it's basically it's animation stuff, but I'll explain it. And let's dive inside. And yeah, basically a tube. You see here a tube, and then I bring it up. Yeah, bring it up, and flip source it. Flip source. I'll tell you what exactly I did here. So a little bit change over the shape and size, thickness, and this one separation, which is connected to the dop particle setup, and jitter speed. Why I did that, I'll show you. W, press W, you can see you can avoid the geometry, like basically wireframe. See wireframe. If I play, then you can see yeah. So jittering, basically jittering the points, emitting fluid emitting, it will be different in every time. So and then this one is connected and this one is connected to oversampling and bandwidth. I'll show you. And velocity. I I, I made the velocity from the source itself. I didn't do anything in the velocity inside the DOP. I changed it here. So if you want to view that how what sign and this thing does, it's pretty easy. Go here if you want to visualize that. Yes, this is what it's doing. So you can control, actually you can control the speed and the angle. So if I go here, boom 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 boom. So this is how the velocity of the fluid will distribute, like from here, and then it goes here, here. so you get the nice. That's what I think the shape is getting, because someone might be in the video and in real when Ronald Kotzinger doing, so someone must be uh, pouring the chocolate left and right, left and right. That could be the reason. um, I don't know how exactly they did, but that's how I did. So press back the wire mode to smooth shade, and let's dive inside the top. So I'll for now I'll cut the wrangle part. I'll tell you what that does. So volume source is basically nothing. I brought the volume source flip and then I popped it. Nothing fancy. It's all default. And yeah, like I said, this one is linked and I added viscosity attribute because I'll show you what without that what's going to look and what's the different when we have a viscosity. And guide, of course, I changed it because particles is particles. If you want to see the sprite, it's like I don't want it. I like it particles. And viscosity also, you can see right now is it's here. uh, but yeah, we don't like we unplugged the viscosity, so nah, nothing. It's going to be the same viscosity what it is. Like it is zero, right? Visualizing the range is zero is blue. So let's see what happens if I unplug the viscosity. And of course the chocolate bar, without the chocolate bar there's nothing. So I play without the viscosity attribute, right?
See, it's blue right now. Viscosity is zero. That's why it's blue. And
So this is what without viscosity it's like running. Ew. I'll show you with the mesh. See here. Yeah, there's no thickness, just it's like a water, thick water kind of that. See the difference with the viscosity. So I got the I file cached it. So if you go here and then save to disk, it will bring you bring so file. Then if you file cache it here, okay, if you file cache it right here, just without changing anything, you save to disk. Right now I changed to 48 because it's I don't want to spend time on that. So if I go there geo, then I get that chocolate sim. Look at here, I named it chocolate sim, so it's newly created. Before it was in there, it just created now. And if I click there and I plug in this to the cached file, and now you can see with the viscosity what happens. Yeah, see this, you get that kind of shape. Now it's more of viscosity, it's more of thickness, it has a thickness, and smoothness, like you can see much better. See, and the chocolate and then the spear. And if I go here, yeah, so I just turned that on, and the position is wrong. That's because it's plugged in to a null node. If I close it, then you get exactly. See, so so I got that result. I got the result by this pop wrangle. So what pop wrangle does is that I have much control over the now. It's like I Broad channels, lot of channels: default viscosity channel, and age range start channel, and end channel, waterish, saltish. So you can control, you can, if you want, basically it's like default will be 70. So as the age goes 0.6, if you come in here and geometry and age, when it hits 6, then it's going to take from this value. So you basically you have control over the age. Like in the beginning, if you want it thick, then saltish, you have to increase the salt to, like, 1000 or whatever. And if you want to, you play around. Basically, it's a beautiful setup that you can never get it. It's the beautiful thing that, it's very easy. Like, you can control when do you want your fluid to be solid and when you want to be waterish, and you can control all of this, and default also. So basically, it's good for chocolate, because chocolate uh, gets thick as it pour. Yeah, right. So honey doesn't do that. Honey has the fixed viscosity. It always be that. But customize, you can customize the viscosity basically with this setup. Copy paste it everywhere, wherever you want. Wherever you are using chocolate, then just copy paste it. Just copy and paste it. If you want to learn, then learn. Basically, I'm taking the age attribute and giving it as a channel to control, to have a personal control. um that pretty much it with the simulation stuff. So set stuff and convert it into polygon. Yeah, convert it to polygon, and then, like, I have everything set up. um I'm viewing only the chocolate bar and the spiral, and it's because, like, I put, if you go in, dive inside, you can see just material, and I bring back and just bringing material. There's easy, you can explore by yourself. It's nothing fancy or what. And so, like, all the material I gave it here. Even that, it just play around with the default principal shader. There's no customization, only controlling the surface and color. For everything it's the same. I brought a little texture for the spiral, so that it gets a little bit of changes. Not much difference. If you cancel that also, that's fine. um, all pretty simple. Transparency, because that need a transparency. The See, this need a transparency. So it looks red, but in the end it looks like caramel kind of. And chocolate debris, I think I used the from the library, like there's a chocolate or something. Yeah. Yes, right here, milk chocolate. I think that's the one. I did a little bit of change over there with the roughness and reflectivity. Material, I don't want to go through because it's just basic, playing around the way you want the color to be and the reflection to be. You can have a look. And the last thing I want to tell you is that the pop. So if you notice here, there's something flying around. So that is basically flop. That is basically pop network. So I'll dive into that. So if you go inside, so I have do is, you see that, I'll bring the points so that it's much more visible. So I generated some points, and if you dive inside, you can see, voila. So you can see pop curve, right? don't get scared about these points. These are, curve, pop curve points. Like, there's nothing. This is the real point for visualizing. So what does it do? It just bring, and then according to the curve it moves. It moves around. So I bring it 100, 100, so you can see much better. So you see, pop curve, that's the only thing it's doing, everything. So, and the curve is from here. You see, here is the curve. So it's like I resampled it and I pointed it. See, resampled it and point it like with this. It's basically this method is basically you can found for, screw, making a screw. So basically, you can even draw the line the way you want, um but like I said, my drawing is not that good, so I will never get this kind of um consistency curve, never and ever. So I need to use this one, so that's why I used it. And so this is moving accordingly. See, yes. So that setting is point, this one worth 10 point every frame, 10 points generated. And life expectancy is 100 because this shouldn't disappear. And so this curve is for this one, like, so yeah. So pop thing, so there's a curve thing, and the curve is the curve source is this one. And if you notice that in this one, some are sticking to the bar. So for not to do that, what I did is a simple method. I don't know if this is the best method you can pull it, but this works. So I scatter some points, and then I made a little, see, the pop force and pop attract. So pop attract, I gave that the collider as my pop attract. So and a little bit of drag and collision. And in the collision, what I did is I changed the response to stick, so that it stick, the point sticks. So force is just giving a force, and like basically I'm not even giving force actually. Um I'm just giving the swirl size just to like fly around. So fly around and pop attract, like I said, nothing changed. I just kept the size, the collision geometry where I wanted to attract. So see this, that fly happens, all this fly happens because of, I believe you can see, if not, bad, but yeah. So if you can see these blue are flying around, that's because pop source, and it get then attract. Yeah, you can see that it can attract, and then it changes to the red. Attracted color turns red. See, color turn red. So then, and I delete the bar. Then what I did, so right now I have, see, you can see I merged both. So like I show you what time wrap and stuff doing. So basically it's, if you watch from here, it's like it's starting from the spear, and there's which we don't need it. We like pre-rolling. In actually we say pre-rolling. So I just did a pre-roll here. Like it start from half and then does the rest. And I group this part and deleted it because that's like that will bother my camera. Like my camera is somewhere here, so that sphere will block my camera. So, and I changed the transform accordingly, and then so this is what you see. Give it a second. It's not that heavy, so don't worry. And what we did then, I gave a p scale, a random p scale because all the size has to be different, and then I give some orient like accordingly, like um I'll show you what does this do, because every frame the orient changes. That's what. So group expression, nothing but it's like what I found is that it's too many points, too much. But if you look at the reference, there is a lot of space and stuff. So I wanted to randomly delete something. So I use group expression. You can use, you can even manually delete it or whatever, but or randomly delete using ID. So that's what I'm doing, but I'm actually grouping it as well, so that I can just delete that. Basically, you can even write it over here and delete it like this. If I delete, by expression rand id, id, I guess, random id, and then I'd say point, then boom, see, it deleted few. So that's exactly, you can directly go to the delete and just that, but artistic way, kind of, I can adjust whenever I want. You can do that as well, but I don't know, my choice. See, my choice. And then what I at choice does this, that is what it's doing. So I'm basically instancing. So I have the point, everything. There's a different method of achieving this. You can even, you can bring a copy node. You can give a copy node and give a switch node if you have a switch node, and all the debris which are whatever geometry you have here. I'm just bringing it basically. So the geometry I have, I'm just instancing it using, see here, um this matters, basically this matters, hip geo choco debris, which is this one, choco debris. So it's basically taking from here and instancing it. See, instancing it, and I gave p scale, so accordingly just distributing it it's like it's up to you. If you have a different debris, you can use that. But then I don't think this method will work. um, you have to change this part to wherever the location you have it, and then it will work. Or you can use copy stamping method, like plug it here and then bring whatever you want to bring. So expire, and then boom, poly mesh, so you get that. That's all your, so that's it, basically that's it. So I'll recap. This is just the bar that I brought from here, and I put some material and spiral same from here, and then I gave it a material, and fluid is coming from the main same, and pop, it's inside everything is inside, but I'm bringing the instances from here basically. So and what this does, so I'll show you what that does. I unchecked the simulation so that I can quickly see this. See, so instead of changing the animation here, what I did is I connected everything to a null, and then from the null I transformed it, so you can see accordingly. Yeah, so even the fluid and pop, everything attached to this one. So uh, you have much more control. Otherwise, if you change it here, then it will be a mess. So that's pretty much it. If you guys want to see the render, it will be something like this. Render. This is what you get. This is the render straight out of the project. It has the subsurface and all this look, and then if you create, like, I don't know, if you keep a, you get a good one.
So I used uh, this called Houdini to AE free Python tool, right? So it's there. You can download it. It is available for everything. You can download it, and it'll show you like how you can export a Houdini camera to AE. Like basically, it gives you a JSON file to read in After Effects. So I will hide everything. Okay, so this is the exported camera that I have. Like I didn't do anything special. Like whatever he explained, that's what I did. Nothing new. So there's no point of telling you like how I did it. So you can see here. Um, so now, right now, I have the camera from Houdini. So make sure you follow everything what he says. Like he mentions that the frame rate should be same as Houdini, so you should match that frame rate. So that's very like you really have to follow his tutorial. He explains everything pretty well. So this is the camera movement and the render that I got. Straight, like nothing fancy, just whatever I give you. When you render it right away, then you get the same result, including the focal length and the field and everything. It's all ready-made in the Houdini file. So have a render, and you'll be getting this. And to do to do the background, like luckily I got something like free space HDR from QBrush by Era7. I haven't included that. Even this is like commercial, you cannot use for commercial, so even I did not provide that HDR to you. You can get it from here, QBrush, Era7, free space HDR, right? So I have that here, SS, like I renamed it to SS. But so then what you have to do is like you bring a solid, and then so and then you bring the CC environment. I think it's you can search over here. Oh yeah. Okay. CC perspective, you can see CC environment. You drag and drop that to the medium, and yes, and yeah. So in the environment session, you just bring uh, the HDRI. Like see the HDRI, I turned it off, so I'm just reading the data. So HDRI. So now I get that. See, my camera is included in the HDRI. Even my background also moves along with the camera. And then what I did, just color corrected it to like, the basic, yeah, to saturate can give me some pinkish, and brightness give me some that, and goes and glow. Voila. To give a little bit of this, what I did, just I put an extras, like this one is nothing but a vignette effect, and I also put one extra. You can see here like, something is floating behind, and just a duplicate of that, and I moved it, positioned it, and yeah, and put a little bit of swirl, swirl, and it gives you that thing. make it attractive right there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's easy. Like the background is easy. And yes, this is me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.